I was having a debate recently about the best methodology or best practice for deploying a particular technology within a large enterprise. Actually, it wasn't a debate, it was more like a fireside chat. But I believe that there's three pieces to having a successful deployment within a company on a particular technology that most of the time is net new. And the first thing is to have someone involved in the deployment who has knowledge of the end-to-end infrastructure in the company regarding technology. Every single piece. They know and they have touched every aspect of the infrastructure, and they know how the new application or the new tool is going to tie in. And the second thing is that you need someone, a team of people who know the tool itself. And this does seem like common sense, but I've seen many times there's a new hot technology and a company is interested in bringing that in, and so it's kind of like the cart before the horse. They bring in a new application, costs a lot of money, and it's supposed to do a lot of fancy things, but they don't have the employees in place with the skill to be able to optimize that tool and get the most bang for their buck. So the second thing is to have someone, a team of people already in place who know the tool, who are well skilled. The third thing is an ability to think outside the box. And this is extremely cliche. Usually we think of software or a new application as out of the box. Well, we're going to buy this out of the box. But that means something completely different than the way that we should be thinking about technology when we bring it inside a company. We should be trying to think outside of the box for how we can leverage this tool in the most efficient way that may not be prescribed by the manufacturer or the designer or the developer of the tool. Oftentimes, someone who has become skilled at a particular technology who had nothing to do with designing it often has a better way, a better methodology because they've learned it from the ground up. They know they've put in their sweat and tears to learn this application. So they're going to do a better job at the deployment than a technical salesman from that company who is simply just interested in making the sell and upselling you on their support services. So those are the three things. First, you need somebody with an end-to-end knowledge of your infrastructure. Second, you need to have the bench strength for those individuals who are going to be using the tool or the application, or make sure that at least that bench strength is planned. And third, your team needs to be able to think outside the box. Don't just stick to the manuals. Don't just look at it as ABC 1, 2, 3. This is what we need to deploy the solution. But really think about it outside of the box. How can we get the most for our money? How can we make this a successful deployment? Unfortunately, in a lot of companies, you'll have someone at the top who has dabbled in a bit of technology throughout their career, and they're a great leader, and they're great at bringing a team together, but their knowledge is not up to par. And so you're not going to get the most when deploying a technology solution if those on the team who are actually operating that application or operating that software do not have confidence in their leader and their leader's ability to understand what the tool does, how it applies, how it works with other pieces of the infrastructure. They'll be on their own and they'll be making things up on the fly. You really need someone in a leadership position, especially for those leadership positions that would be involved in a large technology deployment within the technology space at a company, who knows the technical pieces, who knows enough to be able to ask the right questions.